A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. So I have actually want to start this session. I think the previous 4 sessions I have been explaining about the clinical radiology, how to read the X-ray. In a very detailed account has been given. I say the lung field should be checked for the proportion of aerograms and the bronchovascular markings. Depending upon it, we have classified all diseases into 4. And 5th one is the entry of a alien or a radio opacity. Now radio opacity, it happens, then classify it whether it is a single opacity or it is a multiple opacity. So I have started the single opacity. Again, to see the single opacity or a multiple opacity, you have to revise the etiological classification. Etiology of the lesion. Group 1, acute inflammation and the result of acute inflammation. Group 2, chronic inflammation or the result of the chronic inflammation. 3, the tumor and tumor-like states or its complication, and 4, the miscellaneous. It may be the allergic reaction, it may be autoimmune diseases, it may be idiopathic, it may result from the pneumoconiosis or interstitial lung diseases or environmental diseases, I mean to say that, on industrial hazards, that is. And last one was the parasitic infestation can cause the opacity. So these opacity are divided first into uniform or homogeneous opacity, and second one is the non-uniform or non-homogeneous opacity. The first one I have actually discussed in detail about the opacity is concerned. That is homogeneous opacity. It will be again classified into 2. That is, it is not associated with any fluid level or a curve, or it will be associated with a curve, that is fluid level, that is called Ellis's curve. Now these are explained in the session 4. So read the session 4. I have already taken actually a record of it. A record has been displayed on the YouTube. I am starting the other one, and that is this one, the non-homogeneous radio opacity. Again, it is classified into reticulated opacity, classified on non-reticulated opacity. If you would classify like this, you can reach or taper off the diagnosis to a limited one. So that is important. Non-homogeneous. It means the white patches, they are not dominant now. They are replaced by the aerograms, black patches. Non-homogeneous. It may be reticulated opacity, it may be non-reticulated opacities. First we are dealing with this one, and that is the non-homogeneous radio opacity. Reticulated opacity and non-reticulated opacities. Remember these terminologies. Now, non-reticulated opacity means that there are no reticulations are seen in this case. Reticulation means network, some netty type of a thing. Crossover bridges of the fibrous septars, for example. It may be possible. It will be definitely classified like that. So non-reticulated opacity means there is no network. It may be just like a fiberglass. You've seen the fiberglass? Just like this. it is a translucent type of the glass actually occupied in the windows, etc. You cannot see outside. Only the light can come. But it is blurred vision. Fiberglass. Again, there are small patches are seen here. No network. Fiberglass appearance. Or it may be ground glass appearance like this, very, very small, pointed type of particles are in this glass, which is made up of a shield can be made and other things can be made. The glass can be made by ground glass, or it may be a window glass, which may be a ground glass. So there are no network are seen in this, or this, or on this. The non-homogeneous radio opacity, which is I call them as a non-reticulated, is example of this. Let's see here, it is the opacity, but there are a lot of dark patches are in it. This is called the air bronchogram pattern. It is middle, right middle lobe. It is the gray hepatization of the consolidation. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. This is the third stage. After red hepatization, there will be a gray hepatization, and then there will be a stage of resolution. So this is the stage of the gray hepatization. It is non-homogeneous, non-reticulated. There is no network is seen here. Air bronchogram pattern. This is the same one. Here there is a big patch. Here there is radio opacity from here to here. And there are a lot of aerograms are seen now in this X-ray. And this is non-homogeneous radio opacity occupying the left upper, left middle zones, part of it. And there are white marks, white patches, and there are dark patches. There is no reticulation. It is a part of the acute inflammation. Non-reticulation means which is seen as an air bronchogram pattern, and it is a complication of acute inflammation. Or rather, it is a stage of the acute inflammation. Another appearance of non-reticulated is snowstorm appearance like this. Just like small balls of snow has been spread all over the chest here. Although it is multiple in nature, but I have shown it. This is a snowball. This is a case of a bronchopneumonia, where the air is seen and trapped between this small balls are there. Snowstorm appearance. Very characteristic of the bronchopneumonia and very characteristic of interstitial lung diseases also. Fiberglass appearance. We see very cautiously. Fiberglass, I have shown you a fiberglass there. It is definitely, if you see, there is very small nodulations are seen. Very fibronodulation are seen in this. There is no reticulations, only nodulations, small, inside this haziness here. It is the case of the interstitial lung disease actually. Very characteristic finding of ILD is fiberglass appearance, or the other one also. It is again the seen here, both lungs are showing the air bronchogram pattern. It means both lobes are involved, upper lobes. Both lobes are involved in this, and now they are the stage of the air bronchogram, meaning the stage of gray hepatization. There is no network are seen. Look, the trachea is central. It means it is acute inflammation, not the chronic inflammation. Fishnet appearance, like this. Fishnet appearance is seen, in this case it is a nodulation, lot of nodulation here. Inside a big opacity is present, and in between there are aerograms are seen. Fishnet. Now one is this one. It is called a monod sign. When there is a big opacity, is outer, and there is air, and then there is again a opacity, and there is air shadow inside. So air shadows appearance, this is called. It is called the crescent of air around the fungal bore. A crescent of air, this is the crescent of air. And there is another one here. Both sides are involved by the crescent of the air around the fungal bore. This is called monod sign, and this is seen in cases of aspergilloma. The people actually are not interested most of the cases. Nobody has joined me yet. Today I am a lone person recording this one for you. There is no problem. I will do my work, no problem. So, this is the case of aspergilloma. It occurs usually in the empty cavity of tuberculosis, and it also is a part of what is called aspergillosis. There are 3 types of aspergillosis. When we will discuss pulmonary eosinophilia, I will tell you how can we differentiate the different type of aspergillosis. But this is aspergilloma. COVID-19 acute inflammation, this is very characteristic X-ray. I have got this problem. And you see this is the hilar and peri-hilar shadow. Look here. There are streaks which are coming out, nodulations are seen here. The definite reticulation are not seen. They're here, like this one. So, the alveoli are occupied by the exudate here, like this. This is very characteristic X-ray of the COVID-19. COVID-19 will not cause the lobar pneumonia, remember. Lobar pneumonia is caused by the other organisms like pneumococci. This is primary pneumonia of the COVID-19. Very characteristic X-rays are seen. Interstitial or idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Again you will see, and this is a pattern which is a ground glass type of appearance. Lot of nodulations are seen, aerograms are seen, but there are no networks you will find here. Now another opacities are called reticulate opacities, where the definite network, look this network down. The kind of fibrous strands are coming here and there are no definite angles. How will you differentiate between the bronchovascular marking and the reticulation? The bronchovascular marking will arise from the hila. When they arise, they are broad. When they reach towards the lateral side, they become taper and taper. And the branching are coming out at the perpendicularly they are dividing. Very, very specific way of division. Because bronchovascular markings are basically the vascular supply of the lung. It consists of the artery, the vein, the lymphatics, etc. But they divide accordingly to the segment, to the lobule, accordingly to the lobe as concerned. So they are specific division because they are called the bronchovascular markings. But here there is no direction of these fibrous strands. You see, they can arise from elsewhere, here, there is no direction. There is no perpendicular sprout outing of the strands are concerned. No direction. This is reticulations. Now this is the very characteristic thick strands are occupying the lung, here and there. Basically the middle zones are involved, sparing the upper and lower, most of the cases. Very specific of the idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or which is also called fibrosing alveolitis. Here your networks are seen. These strands of fibrosis. The reticulations thin. Now in thin in nature, again you will see in the same case. here very thin reticulations, here. They are not bronchovascular marking, but because their angles are not proportionally perpendicular to each other, they are arising here and here elsewhere. There is no direction. They are not coming from the hyla. Bronchovascular marking should arise from the hyla. Every bronchovascular marking. Here the reticulation can start elsewhere because this is a fibrosis, septas. So thin reticulation may be seen, thick reticulation may be seen. Both can be seen. Interlacing reticulation. One here, there, interlace pattern. Lace pattern or interlacing each other. You know what the lace is concerned. These are the septas, fibrous septa, which are actually connecting with each other. It is again in the case of the interstitial lung diseases of pulmonary fibrosis, very characteristic feature. They are not bronchovascular markings, but they are reticulation fibrous septas coming out. Thick reticulation, very thick. Look at the reticulations, here reticulation, all reticulations. Again the case of the pulmonary fibrosis, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Now mixed or thick, thin reticulations are seen, both are seen, thin as well as thick. Some are thin, some are thick, mixed, thick, thin reticulation. Again the case of the interstitial lung diseases or pulmonary fibrosis, cases of pneumoconiasis, cases of autoimmune diseases resulting in interstitial lung disease. This is a big chapter, interstitial lung disease. And there are about 60 to 70 causes of interstitial lung diseases are concerned. So they are mixed, thick and thin reticulation. They are not bronchovascular markings. When you look at the direction, there is no direction. Thick and thin septas are seen. Interlacing reticulations. Interlace. Thick reticulation. Again, see. Mixed extensive reticulation. This is a mixed type of a picture. So see here, and this is stage 4 of the radiological sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis in the radiology, lung is concerned, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, where the limb lymphadenopathy does not seem to be very extensive, rather than the reticulations are seen, occupying the whole lung, here, there. So mixed extensive reticulation are seen in sarcoidosis, which is a part of the interstitial lung disease also. So this is the end of the session, which I have told you just now, that they are, of course, what about the single opacities are concerned? I have told you they are divided into homogeneous and non-homogeneous. Homogeneous opacity of two types, one without a curve and second one with the curve. The non-homogeneous opacity again will be classified into, depending upon it, non-homogeneous. Whether there are non-reticulated type or reticulated type. The non-reticulated are seen in cases of acute inflammation usually, and reticulated opacities are seen in cases of the chronic inflammation of the lung, basically in the interstitial lung disease or connective tissue disorders of the lung, etc. So these are the story of the single opacity in the one lung or single opacity in another lung. I hope, actually this is a difficult task because you have to see the X-ray very carefully. The aerograms and bronchovascular markings, which are normal, like radio texture of the chest X-ray. Other than this, there is abnormality. And I have told you about the single opacity. Now, session 6 will be of the multiple opacity. Inshallah, I will talk when I will find a time to go for the session 6 and 7. There are 9 sessions total. In this country, the problem is this: one person wants to teach, but other people, they do not respond. This is the hallmark of anything. You are taking these lessons without any fees. They are free for all. But कहते हैं ना कि हम तो माइल बकरम हैं, कोई साइल ही नहीं. हम तो माइल बकरम हैं, कोई साइल भी नहीं. साइल नहीं, सवाल करने वाला. राह बतलाए किसे, राह रबे मंजिल ही नहीं. कोई आदमी चाहता ही नहीं है. They don't want to learn, they don't want to study. तो अब मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ. I'm doing it for the people, for the nation, without charging anything to anybody. Okay, Allah Hafiz, and we'll see you in the session 6 in the next week. 6 and 7 I will recorded one. If you want to attend the 7th, the other ones, that is 8th and 9th, the Thursday and the Friday, and this will end the radiology. After that, if you repeat all of the sessions, you can report very well the radiology of the chest, radiology of chest. But people are not interested. They want 1 hour session or half hour session. No, possibly nahi. You can't learn it. It is not possible. Allah Hafiz. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagh.